Liberty Bowl is going to feature two teams with, quite frankly, a lot of moving pieces right now. Arkansas and Texas Tech are going to be playing in Memphis, Tennessee on Friday, December 27th. And Arkansas is favored by 1.5. Although this line keeps kind of flipping back and forth. I think it might be at 2 now, actually. Yeah, 2, 1.5. It's still at Arkansas minus 1.5, 2. So we'll pick it at 1.5, all right? Arkansas is missing, quote unquote, 3 starting offensive linemen in this game. They'll have 6 scholarship offensive linemen suited up. One of the starters that they're missing really didn't play most of the season because he was injured. He showed up at the end of the season, and got some snaps there. He's out of there. That's a big deal, okay? That is a big deal. However, you had a month to kind of get that offensive line ready for this game.
And Sam Pittman is – there's one head coach you want out there. It's probably Sam Pittman.
Yeah. Now, Arkansas fans might disagree with you based on previous performances of offensive lines. But, I mean, Texas Tech's front's not necessarily super scary, and they're missing some guys there. And they're also missing their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator. And there's a lot of moving parts over there at Texas Tech. You're not going to have your quarterback, Baron Morton. You're going to have Will Hammond, who this show is very high on, by the way. I just think Landon Jackson, obviously, is going to be going to the draft. Or at least, I haven't actually read anything that confirms that, but I'm assuming he's not playing this game because, dear Lord, he's probably a first-round pick, if not, early day 2. But I don't know. And I know you're probably going to disagree with me here, but I kind of like Arkansas on this spot. I like a minus 1.5 here. I think that there's just as much moving parts as there is on Arkansas's offensive line. I think that there might be more for Texas Tech. I also think Josh Kelly is a bigger loss for Texas Tech. The Baron Morton, Josh Kelly connection, losing that I think is bigger than any singular piece on the Arkansas offensive line.
Do you think they can just Taj Brooks their way out of it by chance?
That's very possible. That's very possible. Now, Arkansas's run defense
with Landon Jackson.
Right? It's fine. The metrics on it look really good. I think it's actually worse than you want to believe it. Based on the numbers, I think that some of their scheduling that they drew in the SEC, you didn't play a lot of run-heavy teams. And when teams did run the ball, it was with a lot of steam. So I do think that this could be a spot where Taj Brooks potentially takes over 120-plus yards. But that doesn't mean Arkansas can't put up points on this Texas Tech team either,
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Josh Kelly, you've been eyeing him for a while. He's going to be probably one of our draft crushes because he's just freaking awesome. But we talked about this Texas Tech team back in the offseason as having a really good receiver room, right? Complete receiver room. Now, yes, Josh Kelly was the cream on top. He was the guy, the linchpin to make it all happen. Obviously, Micah Hudson, the guy that we thought we had expectations for before he had gotten hurt. And it kind of slowed down his freshman season there. Obviously, he's in the portal and gone. But you still got Douglas, still got Eakin, got the tight end there as well, Brooks out of the backfield. I think you're going to surround a guy in Will Hammond with enough. I think without Landon Jackson, I think it does, which is confirmed, by the way, that he's not going to be out there. It is a big deal, right? It is a big deal. Switching on the other side, too, right? This terrible, terrible defense, terrible passing defense of Texas Tech. Obviously, no Tim DeRuyter gone, but can Arkansas really take advantage of it without Andrew Armstrong, right? Without Luke Oz, right? Without Isaiah Satagna, right? A couple of your offensive linemen. Are you going to be able to seriously attack it and take advantage of it? And now maybe you can just Taylon Green and Jaquin Jackson, and I don't know if Braylon Russell's playing the game or not, but I guess he's coming back. You can just kind of do that to win. It'll be very interesting. I think both these teams will have similar game plans to win this game, and we'll see what happens. I do worry about Arkansas's ability to practice as well with how many transfers are gone.
Hmm.
28 going, a couple more opting out. How healthy are you? Right? What I think it's something to think about. I just cannot get myself to back Arkansas in this game. I might regret it. I could see them winning by 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I can absolutely see that. But I also, more times than not, I just worry how prepared they're going to be for this game. And I still think Texas Tech has a chance to get a win. And we also know Texas Tech and Arkansas does too. But Texas Tech cares about their bowl games. They really do. And I think this will be a big one here over the SEC for them.
Yeah, it would be. Um, I do think you're, and this is not a best bet for me by any stretch. Your point about the ability to practice, I think, is a very, very valid one, right? Particularly on the offensive line, right? Defensive line, where you lose, you also don't just lose Landon Jackson. You also lose another decent edge rusher on that defensive line as well. So,
DeVillier,
yep, yeah. I don't know. I guess you're right. Offensively, they're gonna have to run the ball. Taylor Green. The other part of it too is Taylor Green's been banged up all year. You're
that's
gonna get a full go Taylor Green that's probably gonna get 15 to 20 carries. So we'll see what he does with that. And Isaiah Tesla still pretty solid as well. We'll see what other receivers they're able to scrape out of there. But you also had a Andrew Armstrong was banged up early this season. Like Taylor Green has played some games without him. So I don't know. I think Texas Tech, you're right, is going to be ready for this. Uh, and I do think they care about it a lot. But how prepared can you be when you lose both of your coordinators like they did? I don't know. I think this is a really interesting matchup. So, one of many that we've talked about this week. So, or for this week's bowl slate. So, one that I'm definitely gonna be looking to keep my eye out for, right? And I'm excited. I'm excited. Not one that like my perspectives on these teams don't really change depending on the outcome of this game. You know, it's not like, oh, Arkansas is a better team than we thought they were this year. Or Texas Tech is a worse team or a better team than we thought they were this year. This is a game where there's a lot of shit going on, all right? But it's just going to be a fun, entertaining football game. So we're excited
absolutely.
for that.